table here, and I'll give you a
How
pretty
many?
good shoulder massage.
I literally have 20 pesos in my wallet right now.
How much?
What can I get?
How much?
Depending on you, it's an act of service for you because I love you so much.
There's 500 pesos. There you go.
Damn, he just threw it on
He literally threw it on the table. All right, okay. I was going to put it in my underwear. I don't think that belongs there, but I'm just used to that for some reason.
That's
Anyways,
for the day break.
This is the third match of the day, game number 1. Drafts is, like, looking at these ones, who are you giving the edge to?
I think in towards the early game, it looks pretty decent coming in from BTR. As long as they keep the tempo going, make sure Zan Q is in the heads of Musang King, everything will go in favor for BTR, at least for the early game of this draft.
Thank you so much, Saki. As we get into this one, we're going to have to see if they can actually live up to that one. Because again, Zankyu Musang King, that is definitely going to be the matchup to watch.
Oh, yes, absolutely. They're looking for that head-to-head, obviously having a bit of banter on the social medias of Honor of Kings. If you have not followed yet, you are missing out on some barrels of laughs over there. But even in the interview that he had previously in the KIC with Mara, he was very steady and well to compliment Musang King. But even now, using Musang King's smite there to take away those boars.
Yeah, they're doing a decent amount. Zan is actually going to join as well, and they get this stun. Gio needs to be a little bit careful, but he's going to give up first blood, and I think they're going to be very happy with that turn of events.
Oh, absolutely. A bit of a tip-tat here between Zur as well as Ormson, but you did just see there on the bottom of the screen, it is correct. Season 16 of the Honor Pass is up, and if you are a Lubu or a Wu Yan main, you definitely want to be picking this one up. But there is an addition of a Sakia skin that you can get regardless of buying the actual Honor Pass.
Yeah, getting that skin, that'd be amazing right now. I really like that as a roam player myself. But looking at the other roamers on the Dolia and then, of course, the Zhang Fei, the Wild Wind a little off the mark here. This is, I mean, they're just kind of pushing each other aside. Nothing really is at stake. Ormson is a very tanky boy.
Yeah, I'm really interested in obviously Shou Yue on for Vivi here, right? Obviously, he's going to be playing very safe from a distance, getting those wild rounds, just really putting a lot of damage onto Zan, obviously into the Chano, because Chano's very squishy in the early game.
Definitely squishy, but you can kind of use, I mean, you can kind of work around the Wild Winds in a way. I mean, as long as you've got like the wolves, things like minions, obviously things can kind of just be a bit of a nuisance. Yeah. So it really comes back to that one-on-one matchup in just terms of that farm, because Vivi is not incredibly strong in the early game.
He's not, but both of these, neither of these marksmen are, right? Obviously, yes, you got the soaring shot that is going to do a lot of damage onto such a squishy hero like Shou Yue, but you've got to get that range first.
Yeah, yeah. But the range will definitely, it'll accelerate and you'll definitely feel it. But the Wild Wind, the leap away by Zan. And that could have been that moment, right? Where things really turned on that bottom lane.
That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily hit. As long as it gets something like the flash taken off of your enemy into that lane, it's still going to be super detrimental.
Definitely super detrimental in that sense. I mean, both of them have expended their flashes. So something to take note of. It's still very early, not the end of the world for either of these guys. But let's talk a little bit about Zan Q here. He has a 300 goal lead off of Musang King. Getting first blood definitely helped him out. But, you know, his farming efficiency is just very good.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's always been known for that, right? Obviously, farming efficiency here, but obviously, so same for Zhang Q. He's having the time of his life on this Ukyo, so we're hoping it pays dividends for him.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about those dividends at this point, right? But going into this one, Zan right now a level behind Vivi, with just barely able to kind of dodge himself out. But Zan, again, I think that you're fine. You're just looking for consistency and just like, you know, slow and steady farm.
Yeah, again, Vivi, so I don't think he's moved from the corner of that wall, but it's obviously how Shou Yue is meant to be played, right? Like, you aren't wanting to overextend because obviously they do have the dive potential here onto the side of BTR, whether it be Zhang Q, whether it be Tufts.
Yeah, someone told Vivi to touch grass, and he's like, okay, I'm going to touch grass, but it's going to be on my side of the river. I want to be safe. I don't want anything to be at risk at this point.
Exactly that. It's just like, you know what, I get to choose my patch of grass that I get to touch, and you don't tell me what to do.
He wants it to stay safe more than anything else. But again, both of these teams kind of playing, aside from the early game aggression, where, you know, HBSE, you know, gave up first blood, it's been largely kind of, you know, just staying in your lanes, consistently just kind of farm. It hasn't been too aggressive on either side.
Oh, absolutely not. Other than that aggression between Guai Yu and Zhang Q on the top side of the map there, right? Obviously, they was going a bit tip-for-tap, but Zhang Q has to get down to that bot side or else BSE are going to get that free Tyrant.
Yeah, free Tyrants. I mean, no real contest. I mean, Zhang Q was definitely not even in the same zip code of that one, so it was not going to really happen. But at the same time, Bigetron, all right, not the end of the world. We got to figure out other ways to get some sort of a farm.
Other ways they can get the farm is obviously if they're able to kind of open up maybe one of these side lanes, right? They just need to make sure that they don't kind of trade too early, I guess. But now, obviously, with the wild rounds, with the help of that Tyrant, they are going to be packing a lot more of a punch here. But you can check, obviously, Ormson's common skill as well, right? He has the stun, so maybe the Stampede with the stun is going to be enough to lock down Vivi.
Yeah, it's all about that lockdown. I mean, if you're looking at the rest of them, almost all of them have some sort of way to kind of, you know, stun or knock back a little bit. So you have ways to work around it, but having that extra one is going to efficiently get you that lockdown because you really need to get in. But now Guyu, top lane flashes.
Yes, exhausting the flash here for Guayu, just keeping himself alive. As we can see, Musang King rotating up as well as the Hong also. Oh,
but he's getting a little bit low. Guyu might have gone too far. The reinforcements are there, but the timing was not correct. Here's the Skyfall. They go right onto Tufts, who's actually just out-tanking most of this stuff. And now the Unbridled Outburst, and now Musang King is in a bad spot. He's going to be bounced around, and he's going to be killed. Zan's got that damage. Unending Sorrow, Jiong is going to flash away.
A lot of things were being exhausted in the whole team fight, right? There was like 3 ultimates to get the lockdown onto Musang King. There was flashes from the side of HBSE. That was a very impactful team fight regardless.
Yeah, a lot of commitment though to this one. And Bigetron might be paying for their sins. They're very low. Ormson has to use the Leaping Saber. He is going to be back, but Jiong is almost poking and prodding, almost takes him down.
Yeah, again, just 3 kills going for BTR, but not a single one onto the side of HBSE. I feel like I'm living in a different universe right now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird at this point, right? But you knew Bigetron were going to be ready for this, right? You knew that they were going to be prepared because this is one of those things where are you able to slay a demon that is the HBSE squad?
You can only hope so, right? You can only hope that you can do so much damage to them with them being the #1 seed in the NKL, and so far the NKL having such a dominant presence into the knockouts. But honestly, the way that HBSE do it is like they only go for kills when they're trying to trade objectives.
Smartly so, right? I mean, that's kind of what you want when you're trying to do any sort of push. You usually want that advantage with the man advantage, that is. But here's the Umbrella Outburst. It's going to hit, actually. Jet, who gets connected just barely on the tip. He's going to be picked off, and it looks like Tough Z will make him pay. Zan gets over the wall. He's going to be fine. And Musang King is still in no man's land, but Tufts is on the run.
Tufts on the run, keeping himself alive within this one. But same with Zan as well. Like, if they drop the Chano, you aren't going to be having such a great time, right? You're just going to be kind of relying on John Q as well as Tufts to do the initiations, and maybe, just maybe, Neil will be somewhere close by to drop that Destructive Deluge.
Hopefully, hopefully. I mean, if they're able to stack their stuns, they're going to do a fine time. I mean, they're already doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
But now Zanq, he's going to get Stormstruck, and Skyfall right on top of him. Zanq goes the other way, realizing that, hey, this is no man's land. I'm going to be killed.
Yeah, another big pick-up. Actually, first kill for the side of HBSE here, and it's going to be a takedown onto John Q as it frees up a little bit of access into the enemy jungle, right? As you can see right now, Guayu's having like a bit of a free staycation there.
Yeah, and I think Guyu is also the guy, right? Especially as a Clash laner, the amount of impact he had, even in that bottom lane, just the control, right? And you kind of get caught out, right? This Byron is definitely scary.
Oh yeah, very scary indeed, right? Byron can be a driving force into the enemy team, especially with that flash storm strike.
Yeah, but this mid lane is going to be largely dealt with. Bigetron right now, if anything, they do have a decent amount of damage. The wave clear is going to be fine. It's just a matter of time before, you know, again, you just want to consistently farm.
You do want to consistently farm, and ways to do that is just push the lanes and get the Overlords here, which is exactly what Musang King did for his team, and now he has that steady gold lead. They have the presence onto the Gorge.
And you could also tell why HBSC is like, yeah, they were down for, 3 kills at this moment, but they're not worried because their farming efficiency so good, right? They have a 2K net worth lead. They've completely changed this game. They've gotten all the big neutrals.
All the big neutrals coming through here for the side of HomeBois Black Shrew Esports. But now the second Tyrant onto the Gorge here. Maybe BTR look for a bit of a sweep for these Tyrants just to give them a little bit more damage to actually take on HBSE.
Yeah, HBSC though, they're kind of posturing to look like they're mid lane. They're going to shift to the top. Vivi's going to actually run into Tough Z, who is going to just look to duel for this. He hounds on forward. Vivi actually has to flash away, and he's going to try to go for this one, but Jez also there, and now with Jihong, it looks like that's going to be way too many of them, and they do end up killing Tough Z.
Tough Z gets taken down. That's not what you want right now, obviously, with the with your young Gion being taken down, the backline access, sorry, is going to be a little bit more of a frequently not visited area.
Ocean of Tears. They actually get connected on that one onto 2, but Jed's going to dash away the Azure Golem, though, and now he's looking to turn this. Guyu is there. They're going to take the Azure Golem, and Zankyu, I believe, took this one out, but now he's a little bit low. He needs to be a bit careful. Ormson is Ferali form, but he's not tanky enough. He's going to be picked off, and it looks like they trade away the blue buff for Ormson.
Ooh, that one was caught out, Jungkook, right? Obviously, you saw the flash, the mournful tempo as well, but now the takedown onto Zan.
Yeah, Zan's going to be picked off. I mean, he was going the wrong way, but HBSC with 3 members, it took a village, so to speak, to take him down, and with those 2 members down, it looks like HBSC further in the lead.
Yeah, Zan, he lost 5G. He went down a dark alley and was met by HBSE there, unfortunately, and there is another takedown. They've now neutralized the kill lead, which was already prior to this moment going into BTR's favor.
Yeah, things were looking fine, but then again, HBSC, this is why they're the #1 squad on MKL. The way that they're able to move across the map, get those pickoffs, turn things around. Neil actually has to flash away. Guyu was looking for the target, and Ormson does not have his ult, and it looks like Muzan King picking up the tire. They find Zankyu just waiting in the wings, and it looks like HBSC continuing on, putting the pressure on in this mid T1.
Putting the pressure on here, getting those boars as well. Just extra little bits of gold going up the side of HBSC, and this is what we know them for, right? They like to kind of like play coy in that first 10 minutes, but now it's going to be the Hu1 diving into the back line.
Yeah, Guyu was going to be up in front, but it's just scaring them away. They want the mid T2, space created, HBSC firing on all cylinders.
They are firing all on cylinders, and they get to take the T2 into the mid lane. That's just not where you want to be if you're BTR. It's like, yes, you had a decent early game in terms of kills, in terms of trying to create some kind of name for yourself against HBSE, sorry, in this game #1.
Yeah, and if there's anything that, you know, viewers at home can kind of watch, even from the last series, was you saw KIC always split pushing, even when they were losing. It's creating space. Bigetron need to kind of do that in the same way. Muzan King is literally shutting it down by pushing on that bottom lane all by himself. It's going to be much tougher here, though, for Bigetron.
Very tough for
Zankyu. He tries to go over. He actually dashes back to safety. Jihong is about half life, as well as Ormson. HBSC not going to continue the assault. They're going to wait for the next minion wave.
Exactly, it comes through right now. The boys in red in the minion wave come through. Are they going to get this push that they desire on the side of HSBC?
I mean, with the minions, like, just very quickly taken out, right? Bigetron, if anything, again, their wave clear is real. So, BB, whoa, Neil almost got picked off. The very end, he's trying to go for the other one, but now with HBSC, it looks like they're going to be walking away, almost picking him out.
That would be scary, right? The fact that Neil literally got away by the skin of his teeth, he must have had like 1% of his health bar remaining, but it's enough to get you back to base and keep yourself alive, which I'm pretty sure BTR Neil is so thankful for.
Yes, very thankful. I mean, if he dies, that turns into like T3s at that point, because you would have just really opened it up. Neil has a lot of that AoE damage and that wave clear.
Exactly. I mean, definitely losing the Destructive Delusion to these team fights would have made a difference maker here for the side of BTR, but you can see here that BB's just like, you know what, lads, you keep pushing that base, I'll get the Shadow Overlord, don't worry about it.
It's all about that space that's being created. He's literally soling everything, and you're thinking, Choyu, late game, yeah, he's going to be fine. But right now, it seems like he's kind of already hitting that critical mass. He's 9.5k, a 1.5 lead over Zan, and HBSC, again, just doing everything right.
They are trying to do everything right here. At the same time, they are trying to defend the T3s that is BTR at the moment, but they're doing a good job. They are doing a good job considering that they are behind 8k gold.
Yeah, and with that space, they're still, again, putting the pressure on. Bigetron, all of 5 members in their base, huddling, cowering in fear. And VV from afar, he's from the next country over. I mean, he's just doing whatever he wants. But here comes the unending sorrow. Gio needs to be a little bit careful. The secondary one, I mean, the Skyfall is going to go in, finding Zan. He's like a homing missile. He takes him out, and Neil is a little bit low. And it want to fight. Tough Z is in heaven and earth mode, but what can you do? You are under the tower. Muzan King turns his attention, takes him out, and now they'll take the bottom T3 off the double of Muzan King. It looks like HBSC looking to close this game out in a bit of a hurry as they get the Storm Strike onto Ormson, who's trying to fight this one out. HBSC finding Neil. They get the slam dunk. They take the team ace, and they're going to take the crystal in game 1.
Oh, a 12-minute-ish match here for the boys at HomeBois Black Shrew Esports. Obviously, we know that